48 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist Jeff Desnoyers.
All right, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about wardrobe, okay? Yesterday, me and Matthew King, we were at skating in the park. You'd think, oh, you need to bundle up, super cold. No. I had a thin little shirt on. I eventually put a jacket on later on because I was standing on the ice for so long, got a little cold, then went home later, put on some shorts. I mean, what season is it, man?
I don't even know anymore. Wardrobe selection is vital for your comfort, first off.
Very true.
Secondly, it can be a little confusing in the Tennessee Valley in November because you can have some extremes. We've been really cold. Remember that day right before Veterans Day, and it was that Monday, we had flurries and it was 38 degrees and everyone's like, winter is here. And then we quickly erased that cold and then it got really warm, and it's been that way since. We will cool down though eventually by Thanksgiving Day, but not today though. And the last of these showers are racing across the area. I'll show you a closer look at the radar. I like to zoom in, try to get you down a little closer to the town so you can see them. But in Decatur right now, this is pretty cool. Here's Wilson Street. Take a left at that light, you get to the bridge, Memorial Bridge. But you see some clearing already taking place. That's a great step forward. And in the shoals, a lot of fog still at the surface, but aloft, you can see some breaks in the clouds. And I do think that this process will actually be pretty quick in the morning. The front's already moving through. So we push the rain out and it starts to get a lot better fast. And I think the day turns out to be quite nice. Here's one little cluster of rain still falling in Fort Payne. This is the area, Fort Payne, and especially I-59, right in this one area, seems like it had the most rain in the last 24 hours. I remember Brad last night at 10 o'clock, there was tracking some heavy rain here in Fort Payne. I was half asleep, trying to watch him because I had to get to bed, of course. But this is where most of the rain fell in the last 24 hours, and it's raining still just to the east of you in Rainsville and Sylvania, just south of beautiful Henniger. And then you go west, you pick up another pocket of rain. For reference, here's 231, here's Lacey's Spring. You drive down 231 and then Union Grove getting some decent rain right now. This is advancing east, so if you're in New Hope or Grant, one more burst of rain headed your way here shortly. All part of this frontal boundary here that will race through the area this morning, and behind it, beautiful weather. Temperatures in the 60s now, 70s this afternoon. Winds turn northwesterly. Already starting to see evidence of that right here in Leoma, which means the front is making its way through the area. And what happens is, even though it's a 75-degree day, it's not humid and it feels good outside, and it will turn out to be a really spectacular Saturday. So hour by hour forecast, clouds, yes, and then all of a sudden, poof, gone just like that. And it turns out to be a nice day. There's your 70s, maybe a little too warm for some of you, but I told you, we got some cooler air coming in for Thanksgiving. I'll show you the 10-day coming up. So if you're not a big fan of this warm stuff, some cooler air will get here eventually. And speaking of cooler air, tomorrow morning it will actually be a little cooler. Around 50 isn't terribly cold, but we've been waking up with temperatures in the 60s to near 70 for the last 4 mornings. So this will be a change if you get up Sunday morning. And there will be a little cloud cover briefly before we get back into sunshine, and we're in the mid-60s in the afternoon on Sunday. Not as warm as today, but still a breathtaking day if you have a chance to be outside. So the weekend turns out to be a winner. Enjoy. Goes downhill on Tuesday with more rain back into the area. But once that rain's out, there's your cooler temperatures on the back half of that 10-day forecast, including the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Claudia.
All right, Jeff, thank you.